What's up, boys and girls? Coach Neek here. Today we're talking about roid rage and what it feels like to be on test. Right, so in media, popular culture, films and whatnot, roid rage is often depicted with those who take steroids, aka if you've got lots of muscles, you're going to be getting roid rage. It's a classic trope, see it all the time. But is it based in reality? Now, if you are familiar at all with online, media, then you probably have a good idea of what I'm already going to say because it's grounded in truth. And that comes down simply is that testosterone makes you more of you. So if you're already an angry person, if you naturally get ticked off very easily, then if you start taking tests on high doses, it's only going to make that worse. You're going to react a little bit more extreme towards things. You're going to feel that aggression a bit more than you would do otherwise, especially if you're on a heavy cycle. Now, if you're naturally laid back, think of like a classic surfer dude, stoner. You're just chilled, you're relaxed, nothing really bothers you, water for duck's back. You're more likely going to be just fine. You can take tests and you're going to feel exactly the same. You might feel a little more driven to do things like complete tasks, perhaps not procrastinate, or just have more energy to do your things on a day-to-day basis. However, you're not going to change. You're not going to suddenly become angry simply because you're taking testosterone. And that goes on to my next point around anxiety and depression. A lot of guys go on tests thinking, I'm hypergonadal or I've got low test. That is what's causing my anxiety. That's what's causing my depression. And sometimes that doesn't work. Now, for some men, that will have an acute effect and you will feel better. But again, it depends on how you were before you were hypergonadal. So if you're just naturally an anxious person who frets, who's scared of the world, might be extreme, is just anxious, right? Gets nervous easily. You're still going to have that on test. That's not going to go away. It might lessen a little bit, but you're still going to feel it. It's still going to be there. Now, there are ways of dealing with anxiety and depression, and a lot of that will come down to lifestyle. Are you satisfied with your life? Do you have good sleeping patterns? Are you eating healthily? Are you doing what's best for your body? Are you looking after yourself in the most productive way you can? Because oftentimes that has a pretty heavy effect. How much stress do you have in your life? So my point is testosterone won't cure depression or anxiety if the root causes are based in lifestyle. So to round this up, testosterone won't cause roid rage. It will just make you more of who you are. And that's really the base of it. Other drugs, slightly different, like Trend, for example, but test more of who you are, like leveling you up. That's it for now. Thanks to everyone who subscribed to my Patreon. I'm heavily grateful for it. And also thanks for 8K. Peace out, guys.